Let me see. So
we on.
Okay, now we live. All right, bet we on. Hold on, but wait. Hey, but he was talking about, how I gotta play intro. That's why I'm gonna play the intro quick. Hold on. Oh, bet. Yeah, we up in here. What's good, everybody? It's your boy CJ. Hey, so Justin couldn't be on here today, but it's just your boy. Ben was trying to teach me how to how to work through the StreamYard. And for those of y'all that don't know, normally it's Justin that will handle all the technical things. Then he just added me in. So this is the first time. So you know what I'm saying. And shout out to HRAP, for being here. Because he ain't had to be here today. He could have been out doing, whatever. But he, chose to chop it up with your boy. But what's good? Hey, what's good? HRAP, talk to me though. Shit, what's good, man?
I'm cool? Good, man. I'm good. I'm just chilling, man.
Good.
It's all good.
Good. Like it. Well, today's conversation. First off, shout out to Justin. He's at the Black Panther premiere, so shout out to him doing that. Shout out to BS3 him. I'm trying to learn how to do all the. How to do the joints or whatever. Let me see. Okay. There we are. Yeah. But all right. So this is a conversation that that I wanted to talk about, and I felt like this was. By the way, shout out to HRAP. Oh, my bad. I'm being a bad host. HRAP, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell everybody where they can find you. Whatever. My bad. I'm sorry. Go
ahead. Hey, good evening, everyone. This is my 34th time being on the program. I am HRAP B, the host of the End of the Bench. I host several podcasts on my own personal network. I talk about community empowerment. I interview people and have them tell their stories. I produce a podcast called Our Wine Diaries. He comes out on the 17th. And then me and my man Big Mo out of South Carolina, we are working on one called Park Bench. A couple old dudes talking. And then I also, every other Wednesday, I host a podcast with me and my son. And we just get a perspective from a young person and an old person about the ways of the world. It's relatively interesting. Hopefully you guys like what you hear and then you'll tune in.
Absolutely. I wanted to say real talk, when it comes to HRAP and his son, the show you have on Wednesdays, when I tell you, I literally will watch them shows while I'm either cleaning or I'm, working out or whatever. Y'all really be dropping some good knowledge. And I really like the closeness that y'all have, real talk, because a lot of people, they're not close with it. They're not. They ain't close with their dads. They're not, and for y'all to serious life and y'all to, to be so close and just for y'all to have that conversation. Yeah.
Relax, bro. Take a deep breath. You got it.
Anyway, we gonna get
we cool.
Nah, hey, it's cool. Hey, we good. Appreciate you. We good.
You got it. You got this.
Anyway, so today's top. I appreciate you, HRAP. Can being too tough get you killed? That's kind of the conversation I wanted to roll with today. Really just because I feel like us as a youth that we're really, obviously this whole takeoff situation, the rapper that you and your son was actually talking about last
last
no,
night.
yesterday. Yeah, I was talking about him yesterday. Yeah, on Wednesday. Yeah, last night. And I truthfully feel like this whole and by the way, HRAP, that you're more than welcome to correct me or just chime in on like on any time if you feel like something needs to be said. But I feel like us as and black men in particular, huh?
I haven't said anything. I'm listening.
You were saying something.
I haven't said anything.
Okay. But so I feel like us as black men and just younger black men, I feel like that we're really dying off, that people ain't really making it to the age they're supposed to make it just due to I feel like a lot of us believe that we're too tough. I feel like every brother's a hothead nowadays. I feel like everybody believe like they hood is the hardest, and I feel like that's getting a lot of people in situations that they're either getting killed or they getting thrown in jail just due just to some temperament. All right, are we good?
Mm-hmm.
Right, we good.
You
Oh, I
froze
got
for a couple seconds, but it's good.
to
Finish.
reduce lag. Oh, okay. I got big. I got Ben texting me just trying to just walk me through some things. She was saying make sure you don't have nothing else open or whatever. But anyway, but just yeah, I just kind of want your opinion, and I really want to see why do you feel that that us as a community, as black men, why are we so hot tempered, that we're just feeling like, just real tough, and we're escalating issues that doesn't need to be escalated to the point that can either get yourself in prison or killed.
Well, I don't know if it's an extra hot-headedness involved, because part of being a young man is maturing into maturing into that. Not many of us were, where we needed to be between the ages of 14 and 25. Let's throw that out the window. This isn't new, man. I mean, I was doing the same thing. We wasn't dying, we were fighting. And when the stakes were raised, then you get a different result, of course. So they start putting weapons in the community. I don't want to know, you have to ask yourself, how does an 18-year-old, 17-year-old, 15-year-old, 16, how does a teenager to young adult get a rifle that costs $1,000? How do so many people get their hands on that? So then that'll explain why these young men are dying at an extremely high rate. How is that possible? And I'm not talking about these young men are not killing each other with legal firearms. I'm quite sure. And nobody's getting go to AK-47, registered in their name, and then going out on the block and killing people. Draco killing people, and things of that nature. Yeah. So I ask myself, when did it transition from a bunch of hothead young men in the late 80s, early 90s, knuckling up to shooting each other? And remember, as you remember last night, we were talking about this, when I was saying that it's a lot of young men. I mean, the music that you guys listen to plays a role in this. It has a psychological effect on you. If all you hear is murder, death, kill, drugs, murder, death, kill, sex, murder, death, kill, money, murder, death, kill. All you know is that. All you've been programmed into believing that's normal. when I was a young man, it was all about the knuckle game.
Right.
And just to show you that it wasn't what's happening right now isn't brand new. What's happening is normal. If you put a young man in a horrible situation and say, "Hey, you're in a horrible situation, therefore figure it out," he's going to take the easiest path. The easiest path is destroy. It's easy to destroy things. It's harder to figure things out. When I was your age, 20, well, when I was young, I was younger than you. When I was between the age of 22 and maybe 16, I had this crew here in Chicago. We intentionally didn't gangbang, but we did gangbang because our crew became notorious throughout the city for beating people up. We even had a slogan to say, like, if me and you got into it, we spread it out, we 35 deep in a party. Easily. On a bad night, it's 35 of us. And if me and you got into it, and we couldn't squash it, I would simply say, he's on me. All I do is say it loud. I'm at the party, people all around me. And if you don't want to leave it alone, hey man, just go on, big homie, because you're taller than me. I'll be gone, big homie. Let's say you still want to be aggressive, because that's what young men are, aggressive. I would just say, he on me. Now, you wouldn't get jumped at that moment. But when we leave the place, what will happen was, usually you will see me, I'll see you. We'll walk towards each other, and we can either do like this, and it's over, or we can stop and engage. And if you stopped and engage, my crew jumped you. So the only difference is the weaponry. I'm not saying what we did was smart, right, cool, or the end thing. It was wrong, but it was just the exact same experience with weapons added now. I mean, what is his name? The dude from Amigos. He was shot a week ago. I got a homeboy named Big Ant, shot the same way at a dice game. Big Ant is no longer with us. So nothing is new. It's just the question you really need to ask is, when did all the hope go away? See, because I knew if I fought homeboy or we jumped homeboy, I might get jumped at some point, maybe. And then I didn't even consider it. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But it was just, it's gonna be a physical altercation. We both gonna walk away. You might have a black eye, big lip, or whatever. And then you live to see another day. I'm gonna have to see this dude at a party again. Now, that's because I knew, I'm playing football. I knew I was gonna get a degree. I knew life was gonna carry on. But today's young man, it seems as if the young men today, they don't know if they're gonna be here Thanksgiving. In their minds, I ain't gonna make it at Thanksgiving. I'm not gonna make it to Christmas. So how is it that if I'm not gonna make it to Thanksgiving, I'm gonna make it to Christmas, how can I value CJ's life? I don't even value mine. So this could be why these young men are resorting to violence and destruction to answer all their questions.
Okay. Well, I also wanted to get your opinion. I wanted to see, there any, well, so if you remember a few months back ago when we were talking about just the importance of like male role models and just the family dynamic, and you remember how I was telling you, like, normally when like some young niggas doing some stupid shit, we just be like, damn, bro, like, who your OG? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Do you possibly believe the lack of guidance is another reason why we're resorting to these types of actions versus just talking it out?
I mean, of course. Again, I'll give you a reference in my life. This dude named Lamont. Me and Lamont, we used to beef a lot. Lamont thought I was afraid of him. Lamont he was connected. He was connected to the streets. So I should have been afraid of him, but I wasn't. I was, I was a dude. People didn't really know me in this portion of the community. They just knew I had, according to them, I just had two sisters and one cousin named Andre, who was younger than me. Cousin named Chris, who was younger than me. So I was potentially, to the wolves, I was a target. So, it was either, it was just like anything in nature, it's fight or flight. One day, Lamont actually put his hands on me. That was my thing. You can talk on what you want. He put his hands on me. I knuckled him up, and these older cats were across the street. These older guys about my age now. I'm 52. These older cats, one older cat ran up on me because I was bigger than Lamont. I was thicker than Lamont. We about the same height, but I've always been a thick dude. And I beat up Lamont, and I'm wearing him out. And this older guy he snatched me up off of him. Hey man, why you on this little boy? Some older cats his age. He said, leave that boy alone. That boy hit him. He said, the boy who losing hit him. So that created a hierarchy. Like, hey, first of all, the older guy stepped in and said, hey, you're too big to fight this guy. Even though he was incorrect, he let me know, he let us know, hey, you don't mess with people who are small and weaker than you. And then the OGs that are equal to him said, no, don't get on the big dude. The big dude was minding his own business. He put his hands on him. With that kind of guy that sets a standard. I'm not gonna pick on CJ because CJ younger than me. It's inappropriate to say it the way I'm going to say it, but I'm going to say it this way. When I was younger, we had this thing. You don't pick on girls, you don't pick on sissies, and you don't beat up cowards. Because you don't get any cool points like that. What good does it do? You pick on a soft dude. You don't get any points like that. Nobody respects you now. You beat up a girl. What's the problem? It was standards set, and those standards were set up by Jimmy Fields, Willie Green, Fred Thomas, this dude named Fat Jaw, Baby Stone, Sun Baby, all these dudes from my community, they set standards. So if you step outside of these guidelines, you're in violation. And you may have something to answer to, something to answer to. And it seems as if the men in our community haven't stepped up and set these guidelines for young men. So when the first time you meet an adversarial opponent, that person hits you, you feel, in my opinion, that person may feel violated. If they feel violated, what you do when you feel violated? You want to get revenge. You want to get back. You want to hurt that person or even destroy that person. It's an emotional reaction. I'm quite sure you heard when me and my son were talking about having a handle on your emotions. BJ couldn't take jokes initially. BJ couldn't take pressure initially. He would get riled up or he'll shut down. I have 4 nephews from my one sister. I started sending BJ over there. My nephews range in age 10 years younger than me, which at that time makes him an adult. And they go all the way down to 2 years older than BJ.
Yeah.
So, you know how you are around your cousins, y'all teasing each other, y'all making fun of each other, everybody laughing, everybody having a good time. You can't take the smoke. Block that. Block that. The last thing. Block it. Just tap on it then, and then it'll say block. Okay. So they taught BJ how to deal with it because, see, you learn from your peers as well. See, your parents can tell you the right thing to do, but the people around you will influence you on what to do. They'll give you a blueprint. It's like You know, you've been in school. You ever been in class? The teacher explained something, and then you had to turn to your
Yeah.
homeboy and say, "What are you talking about?" He got it and you didn't.
Yeah.
That's how life works as well. The people around you, you keep good people around you, you'll get good results. If you want to be a gangster, or if you want to be a tough guy, that's the route you're gonna go. But see, sooner or later you're gonna run into somebody a little tougher than you, and then what you gonna do? But nobody talks to these. We talk
Yeah.
at the youth today. We talk. I didn't have people doing that to me, and then I lived in a neighborhood in which you ever heard of the term. He's from the other side of the tracks, meaning he's from a poor environment, right?
Yeah.
I grew up on the tracks because when I walked out of my house, if I walk a quarter mile to the right, the Good Times Projects was right there, quarter mile south of me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I walk out my apartment and go left. It was a situation to where as millionaires, I used to see Harry Carey at my Walgreens. I see newscasters. I see Chicago Bears in my neighborhood, but just in the other direction. So I grew up right in the middle of that. I got the best of both worlds. So, and I had people who looked out. I had a couple cops look out for me. I got jumped by the cops, so it's one of those things where it's a catch-22. I got, am I glad I got beat up by the police? No, sir. But did it benefit
Yeah.
me? Realize what's going on in the world? Yeah. And then, you got people who in your life and they telling you what's going on. My uncles, I have tons of uncles. I got older cousins. It's just somehow, some way we start caring about the people on our team and we start caring about things. I want the Mercedes. I want the Lexus. I want the nice clothes. And we stop saying, I want CJ to be okay. So, yeah, a hierarchy.
Yeah.
Check your emotional state.
Right. Right. Absolutely. I definitely agree. And I'm gonna touch on that a little bit. I just wanted to address this one uh comment. He says, when you say OG, what you mean by that, CJ? And I'll keep it a trill. I don't know if everybody got their own iterations of some people talk about parents, some people talk about just people that put them on game. When I say, like, when I look at somebody, I be like, damn, bro, who your OG? The only thing I just mean who is in there in your life that is keeping you in check from doing some stupid ass shit. That's the only thing I mean by OG. Who's keeping you in check? Who's letting you know right from wrong? It don't got parents, because I know some people that don't grow up with their parents, to grow up with their grandma. Grandmama can be your OG, your granddaddy, or whoever that's looking out for you. That's what I mean by, like, man, who's your OG, dog? Because you just, you doing something, that ain't right. So I just wanted to address that right quick. And secondly, just to saying, I sent HRAP a video today, and this was somewhere in Chicago. I don't know where. So that gym, this was somewhere, out there in your state. Somebody got mad on a basketball game, and I don't know how could you possibly be so mad, because if you zoom in, the score was 2-0. The game just got started. It must have been something before then. Guess what? That little boy, because a man you do, he went to his backpack and he pulled out I don't even know, he pulled out a weapon, and guess who was in there to stop him? It was a old head. He said, hey, what you got going on? What you doing? And that brother looked at like somebody that needed guidance in his life. He ain't look like the rest of the other kids. Like ain't nobody gonna do that. And then you had another old head that escorted him out. He said, hey, like, come on, let me talk to you, young blood, or like whatever he was telling him, whatever he was telling him. And that's why I be trying to tell people, it's very important. like in order for this to work, and when I mean this, I mean keeping the Black community alive and thriving, we gotta have people that's gonna check us, but we also gotta have people that's gonna be receptive to that hearing. And I'll tell you straight up, I just feel like us as just men, we just knuckleheads. You know, I feel like at a certain age, like I knew everything. Listening to stories of you and Howard, you probably felt like one of them. Man, I got this shit, man. I don't need nobody. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that what I like to call this false sense of reality, this feeling of you can't get touched. It can never be you. Oh, I'm the biggest bad. HRAP, you a big dude. Shit, hell. HRAP,
not that big.
I box shit. So, you know.
I'm average. I'm average side. I just look big.
Okay, bet that. But you know what I'm saying? But the point is, you know, when you was a young man, you probably felt at one point, and I just feel like that's just us as men. We just, man, can't nobody tell, you know what I'm saying? But you know what? That decision, and this is something I wanted to kind of flip back at you, kind of to switch gears a little bit, but still the same topic. The male ego. And this is something I always, so I have a son. I'll tell my son this shit too, but I only have one son. But I was telling somebody, when I had a daughter, I would tell my daughter, I said, hey, the male ego, when a woman get mad at you, you know, she may mess with you, may, you know, your feelings may be hurt. But man is truly upset at you, and statistically speaking, that might be your ass. Like that serious might be, that could result in time, death, or some real injury type stuff. And I wanted to ask you, HRAP, how do you feel? Well, okay, so let me back this up right quick, right? Let's say you, or just you and whoever gets an argument, and this is what I like to call like the almost like to call this like the calculation. Let's say we in a disagreement or something, and let's say I say something first. Hey man, where you going? Then you say, nigga, fuck you. All right, let's pause it right there, right? Mm-hmm. Either I have the option to A, turn it all the way up, or I can B, just be, you know, or B, I can just chill out a little bit, you know. And I want to know possibly, why do you feel like, bro, chill out. Laughing at this comment right here. So I was gonna say, why do you think somebody or a young man, why do you feel like some of the components he may be compelled, instead of just letting it go, to constantly keep turning it up?
Well, again, it goes back to guys.
Maybe not that example, but just, you know.
No, that was a perfect example. It's a perfect example. Because it is, you know, let's go back to, you used to watch the Boondocks. You watch the Boondocks?
Yeah, cartoon? I still watch the Boondocks. Yeah, and I think I know what you got the reference to.
The nigga moment.
I think I know what you. Yeah.
Nigga moment. I mean, see, as you get older, man, you realize every fight don't need to be had. And see, that was the beauty in having older guys and being able to see the street. Like I said, I grew up with at a serious advantage. West side of Chicago. I'm born on the west side of Chicago. West side of Chicago is the dangerous part of Chicago. You know how you hear about, that's how you know, when you're from Chicago, well, if you're from the west side of Chicago, and I'm not big up in the west side because I'm from the west side, it just is what it is. You're from the west side of Chicago. When you watch the news,
yeah,
y'all hear nothing about this. Y'all hear only about the south side of Chicago, right? South side of Chicago, they shooting. South side of Chicago, they crazy, right? That's what y'all always, but y'all hear. The dudes on the south side of Chicago won't come on the west side of Chicago. And when you grow up in an environment like the west side of Chicago, or the neighborhood that I was raised in, the near north side of Chicago, which is called Old Town, K-Town, Old Town, when you grow up on those two sides of town, it's a different situation. I was able to see, all right, man, I'm gonna leave it alone. And then it's over. And I also saw, I've seen people, I ain't gonna say his name, but I've seen a guy who literally said this, and he was a Division I college basketball player. On went to the same school Dwayne Wade went to. I have seen him say, "You hit me like you fouled me like that one more time."
Or whatever.
Yep. He said, "You fouled me like that one more time, I'm gonna shoot you."
Yeah.
And then he hit him again. The game went on. Let's say they were at like 8-10. So they playing the 16. He said after the game, "I'm popping you." And he stole the ball. At 15, he stole the ball from the dude, laid the ball up with his right hand, slapped the board, hit the ground all in one motion, went down to the ground, and shot at dude. I've seen that. I've seen guys shoot at guys because his little sister threw a bucket of water on the basketball court at William E. Gladstone Elementary School. I have seen, but I've also seen dudes who could get things done, go, stall him out. I'm good. Let him go. And when you see how violent things can get and how you don't really know what you're doing right now, so I'm going to leave this alone. You understand every situation does not need to be addressed. Every time somebody say, you know what, I heard CJ a punk. You don't have to show him you're not a punk. And that's what a lot of young people today haven't been privy to. They haven't been privy to the walk away. Keep on talking, man. Because all you're doing is talking. Because most of the dudes.
You know what? No, I'm so sorry to cut you off, HRAP, but here's another thing to that. You're right. Okay. So somebody gets disrespected. Not only do they feel like they get disrespected, guess what? The other dude is still doing the talking. He's constantly belittling him. I'm a 90s baby, but I really grew up in the early 2000s. I was born in 97, but nowadays you talk about somebody too long, you like, yeah, I want that nigga, yeah. He gonna come back with something on his mind that next day. And I don't know what it is about it is now, but it's like before, and then if you reach somebody, you squash, you say, hey man, I was tripping, we was tripping, let's call it like how it is. Nowadays, not only and this is real, maybe militant, but because I combat sports, I do the whole fighting. I'm trying to get into wrestling, but I really do boxing. But normally after a sparring session, I don't be like, damn, I was really getting your ass, nigga. Yeah, I was popping the shit at your head with that jab. I was hitting you. Nah, we don't never. That's not what it is. We spar after that. You knock him down. You wait for him to get up. You just show that. You show that mutual sign of respect. Nowadays, and I feel like because of media has a lot to play in it, and these rappers, now you disrespect somebody nowadays. Now not only you got the best of them, now you're a man and him feel less. And when you keep, oh man, don't do shit. You ain't going this, that, and the third. Nowadays, I feel like somebody gonna really show you what's happening. So, that's kind of where I had to put you off on that, but I feel like, that's when somebody needs to talk to that dude, either whoever that's doing the stomping or, that's doing the stomping, just say, bro, hey, you already whooped his ass, that you see him, say, hey, like that. Go ahead, H-Rap.
Yeah, you're correct. I totally agree.
Yeah.
We live in the world, you know what though, man? And like you always reference sports, which is cool because it's a way to have combat and then conflict resolution, and it's ended. You could be a boxer. You could beat a dude to sleep, and afterwards, it's over. It's nothing personal. It's just this is the game we played. And the reason I bring that up is one of the reasons I believe a lot of these young men don't have enough, they don't have tough skin, they don't know how to deal with pressure, is because of this culture that we've created. This everybody gets a trophy culture. The first time you meet disappointment, it sucks, man. Man, thank God I was a good enough athlete that every team I ever played on, all but one. But at that time, I didn't care about basketball. So I made every team and started on every team. Every team I went out for football. My first year, I won defensive MVP. First year, defensive MVP. I went out for baseball. You know, they didn't give out gold gloves, but I was the best defensive outfield in the league that year. And I played, you know, I hit third. So that's the sweet spot hitting. So I didn't really like basketball because basketball was a different situation for me, and it's a long story. But I wasn't very good at basketball, but because I played football and baseball, I was athletic enough. Like I could trick you into belief. Even to this day, if I went on the basketball court to this day, if I had your body, just could put me in your body and give you my athleticism, I could trick people into believing I could play basketball because I was left-handed for one, and I had bounce. So, you know, if you could dunk a basketball, people are scared. And if you could get past somebody, they think you better than you are. So I never had to experience it, but I lost in championships. I have lost in a championship game at the buzzer. That stinks. You go home and you just sitting at the house and you just, all on your mind that day is the way you lost. It's this dude named Frank. I ain't gonna say his last name. Frank might be watching. His nickname was Sugar Bear. Sugar Bear played offensive line. We lost the championship game in the rain. Sugar Bear didn't even have mud on him. We teased Sugar Bear to the point he quit the team. They were calling him Sugar B, another word.
Yeah.
A clinician or a psychologist, or they'll go, hey, that was wrong. He probably was traumatized from that. Sugar Bear just stopped hanging with us. Like, screw y'all. And we went on to win the next year's championship. Should we have treated Sugar Bear like that? No. But they gave Sugar Bear a life lesson. Like, I don't have to accept abuse. I could walk away. He was strong enough to walk away from us. He came back around, but he was always on the outskirts. And they taught us the perseverance of losing, getting beat down, and coming back the very next year, beating the very same team, luckily. But when everybody gets a trophy, where's that disappointment coming from, CJ? So when you get disappointed, what do? If me and you are kicking it, and it's this picture on my page right now. Did you see that picture about 2 weeks ago? It was me and my children, and then me and two of my homeboys, and one of them was like 6'7".
Yeah.
That dude, I got under his skin one day, and he just took a swing at me. So imagine being 5'10" and a 6'7" dude swing on you. How you gonna fight him? I ain't gonna lie, man. Luckily, he didn't hit me. And even more luckily, I don't have to fight that dude because I'm gonna have to take 4 or 5 blows to the face just to get to his body. But I was mentally prepared to do it.
Yeah.
These young people, that if he'd have connected, I'd have had to fight him. And my mentality as a young man, a fight is, once that fight is over, we can still be cool. We can still be cool. It's a fight. It's what happens. But it seems that young people today, when you hit them or you insult them, if they feel the pain of your verbiage or they feel the pain of your physicality, you've done something to them that nobody else has done to them. So I must destroy you. So when
and this is another reason why I'll say
you're frozen.
No.
Yeah, I didn't hear what you said. You were frozen. You said it's another reason I'll say, and then you froze.
No, I was just going to just. Yeah. Yeah, yes, I was gonna say, well, because you know why? Because because social media and just like what you alluding to, these rappers, you know what they saying nowadays? And now they saying, me personally, I wouldn't let that slide. Had he disrespected me, I would have upped the score with him. And you know what? Exactly. Hey, that's what these rappers are. Hey, these rappers saying, hey, you can't slap me like that in front of my woman, or you can't
I
do
mean,
this, that, and the third in front of my people.
but see, that's the only difference in this is this, CJ. You can't slap me in front of my woman either, but I'm gonna knuckle you up.
Well, yeah, of course. Well, yeah,
But
I'm
they
just,
telling these
yeah.
young boys what they're telling me again. This is when the mature person steps in. What they telling these young men now is, if you put your hands on me, if you disrespect me, I'm gonna kill you. No, it was okay. You know, look. When we were kids, you get into it in the classroom. You know, you try not to fight in the classroom. I remember as early as like second and third grade, it was this. And what that meant was, I'm going to black both your eyes and bust your nose at 3 o'clock. When school out, it's me and you.
At
You
3
walk past the
o'clock.
dudes you got beef with,
Yeah.
and that let him know he ready to fight. That when I got out there at 3 o'clock, I was prepared to either get beat up or beat somebody up. And back then, as long as you stood strong, you can get tapped up. You get beat up. Did you? The question wasn't, did you get beat up? The question was, did you fight back? So when these rappers are telling these men, these young men, this is what you need to do, that's wrong in itself. Again, how are you going to talk to somebody about making good decisions when you don't have the ability to make good decisions? Only person, dude, it was very few instances in which okay. It was very few decision situations in which it was a rare situation, whereas me and see, like me, let's just say I remember you were telling a story about when the seniors were picking on you. When I was a freshman, the same thing happened to me. I was
Yeah.
for whatever reason, they put me in gym with a bunch of seniors, and I'm a freshman, and I'm a little dude. I'm like 5'3" little dude. And I'm there with dudes who are either grown men or they about to be grown men. And you know, they
Or they
haze
about to
me.
be grown.
Yeah. They 17, they 18.
Yeah.
Right now, they're gonna be 18 in 6 months. Those are the only two people in
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
gym class freshman year. I'm like, oh, I don't know what's going on, but I had been around older guys. So when they start punching on me, what's up, little boy? What's up? They testing me out. They can he hang? Can he take it? So I could take it, because I had been around older guys, and the older guys, AT, Rut, Jimmy Fields. I had been around those Abuchi. I've been around them dudes, and they were as you say, they were my OGs in the hood. So I knew what it was like to be around older guys. They gonna test you,
Yeah.
they gonna see if they can make you cry. If you don't make you cry, then hey, what's up, Brian? That's it. So freshman year, I'm in there with all seniors. Little bitty dude, man, and they big. These grown men, like I said, man, these dudes, I'm 5'3", they 5'10", 6'1", 6'2". These big dudes. To me, and you 5'3", a 6'3" dude is a 6'2" dude is a gigantic dude to you. And I'm 5'3", 150 pounds, soaking wet with a brick in
Yeah.
my hand. You know what I'm saying? And so when I didn't cry or fold or go tell the teacher, they pulled me in. It was these dudes, they used to wear shirts and ties. They called themselves the GQ Gents. And this is one cat, man. And then this joker was only a sophomore. He was only a year older than me. No, he was a junior. He's a couple years older than me. And he a couple years older and younger than them. So By the middle of the year, the Gents, I'm like they man now. What's up? What's up, man? What's up? How you doing? What's up? And this dude didn't like that they skipped over him and went right to the freshman. And he started trying to punk me.
Yeah.
I ain't never been scared of, at this point in my life, I'm not scared. And he pushed me, he literally pushed me down. I bounced up before I hit the ground good. I was back up ready to go. And they say, hey, slow down, little homie. And they turn to him and say, what you messing with the homie for? Oh man, that nigga a freshman. They say, what you messing with him for? He's a freshman. You are a junior, you're upperclassman. And they let him know, how you get some points beating up a freshman? You 6 feet tall, he 5'3". You 220, he 150. Why are you messing with him? And that's the part that's missing, CJ. The older dude saying, hey man, what are you doing? You got a gun? Why you can't knuckle it up with him? I can remember times where, like, I'm on the football team now. I'm a captain. This dude named Will. This dude named Tracy. We used to tease Tracy. He had big eyes. We used to call him Womp Womp because he had some big eyes. Womp Womp. Will is teasing him. Tracy can't take it because Will is not in the in crowd. Will tells me, he said, man, they finna jump me. I make a call. I don't make a real call. My man, Disco, he just called me. He got married Sunday. Disco calls me. I call Disco. I hit Disco. Disco, go get the guys. Will walk out the door with the football team. Want standing there with like 8 of his homeboys, with the whole football team standing there with Will. And we like, what's going on? Oh man, your man talking. Okay, we'll fight him. They was about to jump Will, but we got there and was like, and again, CJ, I'm only 5'5" at this point. But it was a hierarchy. It was people wouldn't let things happen. You are not going, you see somebody smacking a girl. It's like, hey, yo, you smacking a girl? Hit me. Hit me. Oh man, this ain't got nothing to do with you. It got everything to do with me. Because you knew if you hit Brian, you hit the football. Like, hey, what's that rapper? You mess with one of us, you see many of us. Disrespect for one of us, you see plenty of us. That's real. And your generation was never taught that. This upcoming generation is only taught, bang, bang, shoot them up, get high, hit the girls, have sex, treat them like trash, they hoes. No, that's all it's in it. And so they believe it. But, Ed O.G. come out with a song, Be a Father to Your Child. Love's Gonna Get You, a song with the narrative, you loving this money, you gonna die. It was so much stuff reinforced into us. You had OGs, as you call them, standing on the block, no. Like, do yourself a favor, watch this movie, just for the Heavy D scene. Heavy D, the rapper Heavy D, movie called New Jersey Drive. Yeah. New Jersey Drive, they still in cars, but they run through Heavy D drug spot. And they they got stolen cars. Heavy D said, y'all not gonna do this over here. Y'all gonna go over there with that because you're not gonna blow up my spot with this madness. And they were no punks, but they didn't push back at Heavy D. So the world we lived in, you tough. You can be tough. You can be a gang member. You can be in a tough crew. But if you, dude, I ran with a with a group of dudes who were in 2 different crews, warring crews. My man Sean Gilliam was the Stompers. Black Marcus was in the Enforcers. The Stompers and the Enforcers used to fight, but they was my friends. But guess what? Get this. One time, this dude, he my man to this day, Michael Terry, couldn't take the jokes. He went and got Black Marcus from the Enforcers. Yeah. And then we finna whoop this dude. He never told him it was me. He walked up, the Enforcers come in the playground. I'm sitting there tying up my shoes or whatever. We in between basketball game. Marcus woke up. B, what's up? Chilling. What's good, man? We finna whoop somebody. So me being full of testosterone, being a young man, I go, well, who we gonna get? Man, somebody was messing with Mike. I turned to Mike, say, Mike, who messing with you? Mike said, you. What? Everybody looking at him. You brought us up here to beat up Brian? It's over. See,
Yeah.
it used to be this thing called, no, you got to handle that. And it was a fight. And then when the fight was over, the thing was over. My man Emmanuel Bogan fought Michael Terry. Two of my good friends. They fought. And then the fight was so ridiculous. Telling the story about the fight was more important than the fight. Michael Terry and Emmanuel friends to this day. Was friends like 3 days later. Because a fight, you can live to tell a story. You can live to tell the story. But this gun thing, this gunplay, ain't no tomorrow. There's no reset button. And when I was coming up, like they glorified guns, drugs, women. Ain't nobody doing that, man. Like, it was dudes who was using drugs, but they were writing songs about anti-drugs. Now these dudes, I was on lean. Well, whoa. No, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. So, it's just a situation to whereas my generation dropped the ball. See, people in my generation don't like to admit it, man. I tell people all the time, the people who were born between the year 1960 and 1979, we dropped the ball. We had the world handed to us. People were old enough, our OGs, they were part of the civil rights movement. They were the Black Panther Party of self-defense. That's those dudes who the Mau Mau's and the Black Spades and here in Chicago, the Black Stone Rangers and the Gangster Disciples and the El Rookins and the Vice Lords. They fought with each other. They didn't get you. And then my generation, we started believing in the American way. And I ain't finna talk to CJ. He ain't my son. CJ crazy. You see how he act? Like remember we used to drink on air, and then somebody pulls you to the side and say, hey man, don't do that on the air. That's what maturing is about, man. Most people act like you, man. When you're 25, you a firecracker, man. You got more energy than you know what to do with. You think you know everything and don't know nothing. And can't nobody tell you nothing. But guess what, CJ? Could nobody 1995, you could tell me nothing either. 1994, I was full of energy too. Right. 1992, I was in them streets hard. Let me tell you, man, at one point in my life, before I had my son, before BJ, me and BJ talk about all the time. BJ saved my life. This is how my week went. This is gonna start at Wednesday. Today is Thursday. And back at old school, Thursday used to be called ladies' night. Ladies got in free. You know why ladies got in free? Because dudes gonna follow them in there. Ladies get in free.
Of course.
And then that was at this place called Cliff Leviston's Riviera nightclub. Friday, I went to this place called the Chick Rick House. Saturday, I went to this place called Heroes. Sunday, I went to this place called AKAs. Monday, I went to the Cotton Club. Tuesday, I just shot ball and did some stupid stuff. Wednesday, I went to this place called Dejois. And back was Thursday, it was ladies' night, Riviera. Every day, every week.
Yeah.
Every week. So when people say, hey man, these young boys stupid, man, I saw one of my homeboys, Bo, do a line of coke on the water fountain at school. You want some? I got a homeboy. He might come on my show soon. He gonna talk about it. We stood on the basketball court. They did a beer run. All us underage, of course. A lot of us are underage, of course. They did a beer run. Everybody put some money together. Go get 4 cases. We go put a couple $100 there. They'll get 4 cases of drink, it's liquor and drink. My man did this. He said, yo, B, you want some? I'm not a weed smoker. Never even tried weed. I'm thinking he offered me some weed. I'm considering. I'm like, okay, this is my first try to try some weed. Okay, I'm gonna try it. He did like this. He handed me a bag of heroin. Yeah. So when people, man, these dudes crazy. It wasn't like that. When man, please. Look, CJ, man, age 16, my homeboys offered me some marijuana. I was going to smoke it, but they tried to give me the after school special energy, right? Man, you got to do it. It's going to make you cool. Like, I'm already cool. I'm on a football team. I'm the man. Luckily, I had that type of arrogance because of the people I came up with, AT and Fat Jaw and Rut and Chubby and all these dudes, right? Next time somebody offered me some drugs, there's my man Alande. He offered me heroin. The next time somebody offered me drugs, they offered me acids, hallucinogenics. So when somebody say, man, it wasn't like that back in the 80s and the 90s, you a lie. You a lie. Then they come up with this, look, show you how crazy it was, CJ. They come up with this new thing where you turn the aerosol can upside down, spread in the bag. The air from the bottom of the aerosol can is toxic. You put it in a paper bag and inhale that. They called it huffing. Yeah. So, no, CJ, nothing has changed. The weaponry has changed. So that's why I said at the beginning of the show, where did you get the guns from? That's why the violence is there. The violence was always there, man. It's part of growing up, man. How many times you sat in the back of the classroom, slapped somebody in the back of the head because they had a new haircut, CJ? You did that. Or either you got slapped in the back of the head. Those are the only options. Right? Either you slapped or you got slapped. So what don't change. How did it upgrade to the violence, though? That's the question we need.
HRAP. HRAP and two things, right? So first off, right, I'm very much so glad you brought that up because you said in the ages from 1960, from 1979, this was my parents. Like I literally said you. Hey, my dad was born in 1966. My mom was born in 1972. Huh?
I was born in 70. I'm including myself.
Okay, you was born in 70.
Yeah.
Right. But you know what's crazy? Because the older people want to, where did we drop the ball? And mind you, the people that are dying is people in our 20s, which is
our children,
our parents. So it's right. So it's like because some of the people in your generation drop the ball, you have people and take this, right? For example, like I told everybody, my dad, we didn't start getting really cool until really till I was an adult. I was an adolescent when I was a teenager. Our relationship has never been, it's never been like that. It's never been. But you know what? I grew up with a lot of people to where, my mother is my father. Or I ain't got no dad. And then I'm like, well, damn, all these people that say, hey, you got a group of people saying they there, and we seek, because HRAP, guess what? I'm 25. And you pay attention to the show, which you do. I got my own kids. Shit. Most of our people, most of the people that's in, if you want to, because I know BJ is like, you said BJ 29, right?
29.
29, okay. Okay, BJ 29, I'm 25. We about 4 years apart. So we practically in the same kind of era, Right. And you said you had a daughter that was 25, right?
We're born the same year. 97.
Okay, yeah, same year, right? Yeah, 1997. I was born in
25. Should be 25. One month from today.
Okay, gotcha. Well, the point is like, see, now you have people that y'all have, you haven't birthed, but obviously, the mothers and y'all, that we're here now, and it's a little bit of confusion. And that's why, and that's why most of the people that I grew up with, they didn't have daddies. They didn't have, and it's not just daddies. They didn't have mothers either. So it's like you obviously go one generation up. Shit, that's my mom people. That's the whole, you see what I'm saying? So I'm glad somebody finally said something, because people, that's in y'all in that from 1960 to 1979. They act like the shit ain't never happened, but you have these group of young adults that's growing up confused, not knowing how to deal with certain things. For example, me, right? Because I didn't grow up with, with my father like that. I've always looked to other male role models so I can see, and thankfully the people in my community, it wasn't nothing bad. And you can see, somebody like me, somebody that didn't grow up with a dad, you get easily attached. And I know how we constantly talk about a female, because because you don't want your daughter to grow up, too fast or whatever. But it's the same with us dudes as males. So you see guys looking up to people, you're like, bro, why are you looking up? Oh, well, I'm raised by my grandparents, or I'm raised by, which at that point they so out of touch with what's going on, you know what I'm saying? So they don't like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm glad somebody said, like, spoke up and said, hey, some, not all, but that's kind of where the ball dropped. And then you have people like us,
CJ,
we try to
most.
Yeah, go ahead.
Most. Let's just keep it real. If CJ is a zip fool, it ain't just his mama's fault. Because my mama didn't just raise me. My mama raised me. My aunts raised my aunt on my mother's side, my aunts on my father's side. I got people who are my aunts who are not my biological aunts. CJ, let me tell you something, man. Chicago is in hundreds, right? Everything is 100. I grew up on the 16. I was born on the 1600 block in the West Side. So Ashland is 1600. The very next street is Paulina. That's 1700. I could not go from, let me see, 1200, which is what my mother lived, 1209 South Racine, to 2400 without running into a relative. Literally. My Aunt Dolly B lived in the building right behind me. 1239. I lived in 1209. I go a block. I go Racine, Laughlin, Loomis, Burnham. I go to Ashland. That's my grandmother's house, my great-grandmother's. I get in the 1700 block, the Liggins family. That's my daddy's family. The 1800 block, my Aunt Lorraine Williams. The 2000 block, which is right around the corner, my grandmother. I can't go nowhere without seeing people. And some of those people, then you got my Aunt Joyce, who's not my biological aunt. You got Berna, Margot, Judy, not my biological aunts. Lavera, all these women. And then I got Fat Larry. I got my Uncle Theotis. I got my Uncle Rory. I got my Uncle Ali. I got my Uncle Ray, Pookie. Then my daddy brother Stanley. Bruh. All those people. And then their friends are my uncles. So if they see, hey, Brian, what you doing, man? So it wasn't no you acting crazy. No. Because, man, like my Uncle Larry, God rest his soul, he created a gang. They called themselves the Roguish Gang. They were stealing everything that wasn't laid down. But if they saw you stealing something, it was a problem. You see what I'm saying? And then my generation will say, look at CJ. Look at CJ. He over there. Ain't that Deborah's son? He crazy. He know better. Hold. That ain't what somebody did with you. When the thugs saw you doing wrong, they said, hey, come here, man. Let me tell you, what you doing? Go on down there before I tell your mom. I remember this dude. He was the leader of the Gangster Disciples, GDs for commonly known. He's leading the Gangster Disciples over there.
Yeah.
I remember this dude. He's on the run from the police right now. He wanted to hang out with the Gangster Disciples and the Black Gangsters. Two different gangs, same kind of umbrella. It's like the Rolling 60s and the Rolling 30s in California, right? The leader of that gang said, "Hey man, go on over there with your friends and play football." He didn't want to do it. He just refused to, and now he on the run to this day. He just begged them to be a part of it. So then I got friends on the north side. I ain't gonna say his name because what he did wasn't cool. One of the nice. He grew up in a 2-parent home, and it wasn't like he had awesome parents, man. He had be in the house by 9 o'clock parents, and his loyalty was misused, and he got turned over to the streets. But at some point, the streets should have said, not you. Not you. And most of the people in my generation ain't saying not you. Like, hey, CJ, when you get on Facebook tonight, you got a lot of older friends. Pay attention. You got my phone number. I guarantee you're going to see this at some point in the next few weeks. The holidays ain't like it used to be. And it'll be somebody my age saying it. You know why it's crazy that they saying it? Because they want it to be the way it used to be. But what they don't realize is the people who were 50 years old was Big Mama them. Guess what? You're 50. You're Big Mama now. Oh,
yeah. Hey, when I looked at that, I was like, I was like, all right, I don't know what you. Go ahead.
No, I knew it when I read it. I knew what he was talking about. Thank you, Craig. But yeah, you need some men. You need some men in the joint, man. The holidays ain't like it used to be. Big Mama and them used to have it lit. Well, you know what? Big Mama and them, if you were 50, and Big Mama and them used to have it lit when you were a kid, Big Mama and them was 50. Step up, Big Mama, Big Daddy, or whatever you call your granddaddy. But we ain't doing that, man.
Yeah.
See, it's easy to say, CJ, you crazy, man. You need to get your act together. I don't know what your problem is, CJ. It's easy to say that. That's the easiest thing in the world to say. Man, CJ, I don't understand you, young brother. Ooh, brother, you crazy. But guess what? It's hard to do? Hey, CJ, let me holler at you, bro.
Yeah.
Like, remember you asked me about the voting thing. Well, we want to talk about the voting thing. But you don't have to walk up to your homeboys and say, why you ain't vote, man?
Yeah.
But you can say, what's the problem? What do you see the problem as? So how you going to fix it? And look, man, I talk to young dudes all the time. And they never give me pushback. Never. Ever. Now watch one of them go act crazy next time I talk to them. But no, I ain't gonna say that. They never give me pushback, bro. Because I talk to them. I don't talk at them. Like I talk to them the same way I talk to you. Because I don't want them to go to jail. I don't want them to get shot.
Yeah. Hey, so that's why, and that's why we need like more of these right here, because all we was getting is a bunch of talk to. But you got to understand the age dynamic. Just said, all your 2 kids you have, they grown. You got BJ 29 and your daughter is 25. So at this point, so just like how you would say you're more of their advisor and truthful, a lot of adults trying to talk at adults nowadays, because guess what? Too late now. All the and that's kind of I know you're on the time crunch, but
what time?
I don't understand why is it you were trying to,
I got time. Talk.
No. Okay, got you. Yeah, I was just saying, it's funny how, because like I said, just like how, and this is just how to drop the ball, right? My dad will sometimes try to talk to me like I'm a kid. I'm like, hold on, oh, this right here is your boy. You see, you see that? And I got a son of mom, and he looks at me to provide for him. So what you should have been doing, instead of talking, instead of, this is the authority, hey, this is my, you should be talking at me. You should,
No,
definitely correct somebody. Yeah, right.
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 Okay, CJ, but what I want you to do is cut your dad some slack, because as a dad, you'll find out your son. Watch. This is what I want you to do. Do me a favor. Do me this one favor tonight. When your son walking through the crib, if he can walk yet, or whatever he's doing, if he's sitting on the couch, take a picture of him. Because when he's 16 in your mind, that's what he is. He your son in 2022 in your head. I don't care if your son get to be 122. He is that little boy. He can have a whole nation up under him, and he is that little boy. So it's hard for us parents to see our young adult children as young adults, because no matter how many mistakes you make, or how much success you have, you my boy. Me and BJ still struggle like that. Like, y'all see the best of me and BJ. Me and BJ beef all the time. But we beef like men, not like my son, the boy. And it took a long time to get from them. Yeah. He always in your mind, he gonna be that little guy right there. I can tell him, yo, boy, I bought you here.
Yeah.
So trust me, CJ, he's gonna grow up. I don't care if that joker right there become the governor of the state of Texas. What you gonna say? That's my boy. Think about it, man. When you can see a man. I guarantee you, Herbert Walker Bush used to call W when he was sitting around with his homeboys. You see my boy, the president. He ain't say, the president is my son. He's a man. My boy is the president. So cut your pop some slack, because it's tough, man. Look, bro, my daughter is 5'8". I'll send you the picture in my mind that she still is. So it's hard, man. But what, as people my age, need to realize is this, CJ. This is the most important thing, that you are a man. You are a man. It's hard, bro. Look, let me tell you something. And then we let y'all go. Sometimes I let my daughter go. Sometimes I grab her back. I remember she 25, 5. We can go back 7 years. Exactly. She's about to be 18. It was September the year she was gonna be 18. Year she was turning 18, she came to me in September. She said, Dad, Mom told me to ask you, can I get a tattoo? Because I was the bad cop I was the bad cop parent. So I was supposed to give her the bad news. No, you can't get no tattoo. You know what I told her? I said, won't you wait to December? I said, won't you wait to December? Why? I said, because in December, you ain't got to ask me. You'll be 18. My daughter still don't have a tattoo to this day. See, you give people the power. You want to get the tattoo to rebel. You didn't want the tattoo. You just want to be. You want to say, I want to do something. Won't you wait to December 10th, and you can get whatever you want put on your body. You can get it across your forehead. And all I can do is when you get home is, But it's hard, man. But like you said, you made a great point. If we having these conversations, like me and BJ had a very cantankerous relationship early. But see, the thing is, I told him, I said, hey, BJ, when BJ turned like 13, I said, hey, until you about 18, you're going to probably hate me. I said, when you get about 17, you'll understand. I said, when you come to senior high school, because his birthday He's a year behind. In Chicago, if your birthday is
Yeah.
after the first day of school, they make you wait a year. So I say, so he 13.
Yeah.
He in 7th grade. I say, until you get to about a senior, you're going to hate me. Senior year, that's when me and BJ relationship turned around. Because now he's seeing stuff he said is right. So all you could do is lay the information out there. You know, when you talk, like, I don't know if you heard we was talking about God last night. A lot of people think that book is a joke. I want you to watch the show next week. I'm going to do this thing on monotheology, okay? And it's going to help you out with that book,
Okay.
you know. But the book, look. They tell you, you know, the people who woke, the woke people, that's the white man's religion. Why y'all listening to that, right? That's what you hear all the time, right? Well, let me ask you this, CJ.
Yeah.
Why does all that stuff that after white man's religion that a black man originally wrote, why does it still apply? Was one of the things that you hear? Train your child right, and even when he go wrong, he'll come back. CJ, man, everything in that book is a play. Look, you like Nas? Nas quote the Bible. Nas quote the Bible on every album. Some of those lyrics that y'all think Nas is dope. It ain't Nas, that's God. So, create the foundation, CJ. It's you know what it's like? It's farming. Parenting is like farming. Keep the seed, keep the earth fertilized, put the seeds in it, watch the seed grow, harvest the crop. Right now, you've harvested the crop, and now you have to take care of it. You planted the seed. This is the crop right here. Take care of the crop. And then when the crop is harvested, when he go on about his business, he always remember, my dad talked to me. He listened to me. He was tough, but he listened. Just like me and BJ.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, and just to end it off and give your final thoughts. First off, I want to really appreciate you for coming and, you know, being up here, man. You know, real talk. Because I've always wanted a one-on-one with you. You know, just because I feel like, you know, we want the same things, just how we go about it be different, you know. And you're somebody, like I said, that considers, like, truthfully, you and, you know, BJ's conversation. I wish I had that with my own father, but we still, you know, we still to the point to where we not, you know what I'm saying? And obviously, I got my own shit. I got my own little, you know what I'm saying, that I gotta, you know, that I gotta tend to. I just gotta, you know, and it's funny how it's my generation that's always talking about breaking the, you know, the generational curse, you know, because, you know, right. You know what I'm saying? Because if I treated him like how I was treated, he gonna grow up just, you know,
but remember this, CJ.
Just listening to some people. Yeah, go ahead.
Remember this. Ain't no manual to parenting.
You right. Hey, you have
it might be a little resentment in your heart, but understand your father did the very best he could do with what he knew at that time. He might be a different dude. I used to be a hothead. I used to come in the house like a grizzly bear, Jack. I was a hothead, bro. So you see the result of hours and hours of conversation one-on-one with me and BJ. Man, next, you know what? This is what I want you to do. I wish he was in the chat room. BJ will tell you. When BJ was 16, BJ hated me. BJ didn't even think I liked him. So y'all seeing the finished product of a rocky, you know, a rocky path. So, don't, man, cut your pop some slack, man, because he was doing the best he could do
Yeah,
with what he knew. So cut him some slack.
yeah,
man.
you know, and right. And I know and I know your boy King Dog. He was saying when we was talking, he said, "Hey, everybody deserves grace, man. Give your dad some grace." You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know, because you gonna need it too. Because as a great of a father, I feel I can be shit. Pretty sure I'm fucked up with his ass. I fuck around, say the wrong shit. And then he, you know what I'm saying, that he probably feels some type of way about me forever. But you know, but truthfully, you know, and just to kind of and just to end it a little bit, you know, I would just say, you know, these conversations we need to definitely have more. Actually, a couple days ago, I just started messaging your son one-on-one.
Yeah, he told me.
Ever since we've been talking, you said what?
He told me.
Oh yeah. No, yeah, I chop it up with him, and he real cool dude. But we need more of these conversations from the older generation to us, so that we can have a better understanding of how to handle our emotions, how to handle when we come towards tough times, you know, because that's really important, because it's not only resulting in death. Don't get it twisted. If I pissed off and if I shoot somebody and they give me 20, I'm 25, they robbed 20
No,
years
they
of
didn't
my life
rob.
that I can't get back.
They didn't rob you. You gave it to them.
Go ahead.
You got the option not to destroy somebody.
Okay. Well, right, because you know, we wasn't taught to handle a certain emotion, you know, due to, you know what I'm saying, that crowd.
Yes,
I would
sir.
say, because guess what? If I do 20 now, he gonna be 20. I missed out on pretty much the majority of the. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Yes, on everything. So that's, you know, so I would.
Let me tell you, I was running with a crew of wild dudes.
Yeah.
When I was 20, and
I would just say just to end it. And I'm sorry to, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I would just say, just to, you know what I'm saying, like, just to end this off, and then you go ahead and then you got it. I would just say it's very important that we keep having conversations, and it's not just to you, to me. It's to me, to my little brother, because my little brother is he's 19, and he think he ain't gonna never get old. 5 more years, 30. It just, you know, it just, the cycle keeps going on. So we need to have more of these conversations, and then that may to straighten some things out. Go ahead. It's all you. Well, you got it took out. It's all you.
Okay, I'm gonna be real brief, because the perspective is coming on soon. What I would like to do is say that.
Yeah.
What I would like to do is say this, CJ. Conversation is key, man. Communication is key. And when you communicate with people, don't listen to respond, listen to understand. See, it's easy for me to tell you, CJ, you wrong. I'm older than you. And you ain't talking. You ain't listening no more. The moment, think about this, CJ. Next time you're in a conversation with somebody, or you can even view a conversation with people, when one of them raise their voices, the other one is shutting down. So realize, man, when we as parents, it's tough to raise somebody and see them making the same mistakes that they could potentially make the same mistake you made, and it set you back 3 years. I don't want to see your father's going, I cannot have it, so he make the same mistake. I need him to be better than me. So he's working from an emotional standpoint. I love my son. I can't let him fail. And you thinking, but I want to make mistakes. No, you don't want to make mistakes. So you're right. We need to have these conversations, but I have to be willing to listen to you and hear you Because listening and hearing, God made it so I could hear. The choice is to listen. What's up, Rocker? And you have to be able to listen and hear me. And if we're not listening to each other and if we're not listening to each other, we wasting the other person's time. So you are here to learn from your dad. You are here to learn from your mom, and you are here to help your younger brothers. You the bridge between your parents and your brothers. And I'm me and Doc. See, it's a reason, like Reverend Dodd, James Dodd III, he was put in my life to guide me. And then I was put on earth to guide BJ and my nephews. And they feed the homeless and things of that nature. So they helping other people. So if you want the violence to stop, CJ, if we want the violence to stop, what we have to do is start talking to each other and not keep talking at each other. If you see somebody, do me a favor, CJ, and anybody who's listening, who's in your age group or young and who was born in the 90s. I want all y'all to do me a favor, even the older people. Start speaking to people as you walk past them. Good afternoon. How you doing? Have a nice day. You ain't got to say nothing. Just good afternoon. How you doing? Hello. How you doing? Have a nice day, and keep walking. Don't be scared to speak, and don't speak because you're scared. That's it. If you want the community to be rebuilt, you rebuild a community by communicating. Not judging people, but by communicating. So that's the only thing I got for you, man. That's all the thing I got for you, man. Thanks for having me on, CJ, man.
No, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Hey, man, I really appreciate just us two just talking, and we gonna have, plenty more of us. Plenty more of that. I actually, I know you and your son, going to, that y'all doing a podcast together. But definitely feel free if you ever want me on there, just because we all kind of talk. I'd gladly love to be on there and just to listen. You know what I'm saying? So absolutely. And I appreciate you coming out.
We got you on, man. It ain't to listen. We need you to participate. It's never to listen. It's to participate. Anybody who on the platform with us, you are here to add what you can add to the situation, not just to hear us talk. Because guess what? I don't care. God didn't make no blank, CJ. There's nobody out here that's worthless. The dumbest, the most societally worthless human being in the history of the world added something to this world. So, with that being said,
absolutely,
perspective is on in about 90 seconds.
Yeah,
fingers, one word. Hit that outro, bro.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna hit this outro, and y'all be easy. And I appreciate you coming in with your boy. Kate, do you want to say something? You wanna end it? You want to say something? No, you don't want to say nothing? Okay. All right. Then we're gonna holler at y'all later. Y'all tune in to Perspective, and y'all be easy.